You are doing well this morning, enjoying your favorite cup of coffee, your favorite cup of tea, or depending on when you are watching this video, maybe you've already transitioned over to water. Let's get into today's video topic. I do not know how this is going to end. And I think it's me just working out some feelings and mindset that I have been facing here recently. So, two different examples I'm going to share. Number one, you need to know like, I am not a confrontational person. I don't like confrontation, right? And there have been two recent situations, and I don't want to even say that like they're confrontational situations, but just thinking about speaking your mind and saying what it is you want sometimes can be translated into, and maybe this is the mindset part for me, that you're either difficult to work with, or some may just say a little bitchy. All right. So, the one situation was we recently were looking for a car. And while we were looking for a car, there were a lot of things like in the moment of we are speaking to someone about purchasing the car, there are all of these things kind of happening to me on my phone simultaneously. Now, typically I don't have my phone in my pocket. I mean, I don't have my phone out during situations like that, but there were like so many things that were just that week was a week, right? I mean, we've all got them. And I don't even necessarily think the way this went down was the right way, but it's the way that it happened. And so whenever you're going to go buy a car, like I don't like that whole pricing, haggle, blah blah blah. Just tell me. And I know people who like are really good at buying cars, like their skin is probably crawling right now. And so anyway, the girl is talking to the owner on the phone, and it just boiled down to brass tacks. What do you want? And I was doing something on the phone, and I was like, I want the new radio and I want four new tires. Normally, that would not come out of my being. Like, I would not just like, this is what I want. Now, why is that? I don't know. And I know, like, go ahead and analyze me, right? And then the second situation that happened was here at the house, tree cut the house in half. There's lots of construction that's going on. And we are running gas from the house to what is our little house, which is where we're going to live while they fix the big house. And so he did all of it. And I was looking at it and I was like, it's not the way that's supposed to look. And he's like, no, I'm going to take this off. But yes, yeah, I'm done. And I just kept looking at it and I was just like, is that, and I guess because there was like a pause and I was asking, he shared with me, well, I had a plan coming in today, but the plan was different based on different things that happened. And this is what I could do. So that is how he solved the problem. And I was like, oh, well, shouldn't we do this? So that's my suggestion. And he was quiet for a minute and he just said, I said, I don't want to be difficult, because he was ready to pack up and leave. And I had not seen it until this point. And I was like, I don't want to be difficult. And he's like, you're not being difficult. It's your house. What do you want? And I said, yeah, I want that 90-degree. I do not want that to look like that. Why is it so hard to speak our mind in what we actually want? Where have we been conditioned if we speak our mind and what we want, that I'm being difficult or I'm being a little bitchy? I like, that is such an interesting conversation to have. And I don't want to think that I'm not confident. Number one, I typically don't want people to be put out or have to go. I don't know. I'm just very easygoing. But these two situations kind of put my back up against the wall and made me just immediately speak my piece, and not in a rude way, or aggressive way or whatever. But it's just got me to thinking about really speaking my mind and sharing what it is that I want or how I want something to be. Now, part of getting ready to like fix all of this, um, over the weekend, I was like, I am going to start a spreadsheet. So I have a project management spreadsheet just specifically for the house. There's about 20 tabs on it, and there's a tab for each room. And there are a little bit of information for each room right now. But just like for the little house, there is a lot of just like the punch list or the things that we need to get done in order for us to move in. And I shared it with the contractor. He liked it. And like, we're all on the same page. Any conversations that we have, then those notes are made in the notes section. And so again, we're all on the same page. And I guess it just goes, just speak your piece, speak your mind to have things the way that you want them. And maybe you're like, Rhonda, I can't relate at all to that. Maybe you're like, man, you hit the nail on the head. Typically, when I share these conversations, it's something that's obviously going on in my life. And at the end of the day, I still don't think that I'm going to be that confrontational person. But I do think that I can reduce my level of anxiety or stress around decisions, around conversations that I have where I just need to let somebody know what it is I want. And it's almost that decision, when that conversation is made, that door closes and another door opens for you to make another decision, right? So it's kind of a definitely a life at a glance episode today. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if we're on the same page, or maybe you're 10 steps ahead of me and you've dealt with these situations long enough and you're like, Rhonda, this is exactly how I handle it. So I am open for discussion. All right. I hope you have an amazing week. If there's anything that we can do to help, hit reply and let us know.